Right, so income determination in an open economy. We previously learned that income is determined where withdrawals are equal to injections, right? In a closed economy, the only withdrawals were savings and taxes, right? But over here, we'll also have additional imports. And on the other side, this will be I, investment, government expenditure, and exports. Now, if I rearrange this in this form, S plus T minus J equals to I plus X minus M. What I get is desired national savings equals to desired national asset formation. What am I talking about? This over here are private savings, right? And this T minus J, taxes, net taxes minus government expenditure, is basically government budget, right? And at any time, T minus J will always be a surplus. There will always be a government budget surplus. The government will not spend in the form of government expenditure more than it gets in the form of net taxes, right? So this can be regarded as public sector saving. So this total becomes, this entire S plus T minus G becomes desired national savings. On the other hand, I over here is private or domestic investment. Domestic investment. And X minus M is basically the accumulation of claims on foreigners, the net acquisition of foreign assets or overseas investments, right? And if more is exported than is imported, we can say that there is a financial claim acquired against foreigners, which means that there is a trade surplus and there are foreign reserves and there is investment abroad. So let's assume that X is greater than M, implying that there is investment abroad. And this total part becomes desired national asset formation. So now, using this equation, we can find the equilibrium national income. Now let's first sketch the desired national savings, right? So say desired national savings is basically savings, and we know what savings functions look like. At the vertical intercept, I have minus a. Let me just label the axes. This is saving, and this over here is equilibrium income, right? And if I sketch the curve, it's going to be upwards, and the gradient will be 1 minus b. We know what net taxes are. Net taxes are sorry, the net taxes are yt minus q, and now with the addition of government expenditure to sketch the curve for a government budget, this will be t minus j, right, which is dy minus q minus j. So if I sketch this, the vertical intercept, let's call this government budget. The vertical intercept will be minus q minus j, where y equals to 0, and the curve will look like this, the gradient being t. And finally, if I amalgamate the two curves to sketch S plus t minus j, the gradient, the vertical intercept will be minus a minus q minus j, and the curve will look something like this, the gradient being 1 minus b plus t. So this is the curve for desired national savings. And now the desired net asset formation. National asset formation. Wait, I think it's net. Yeah, the net asset formation. So first, investment. So we know what the investment function looks like. It's a simple straight horizontal line because it's not related to changes in y. And then x minus m, the vertical intercept being x, and we get this minus m, this over here is y, this over here is x minus m. And if I add these two to make the final I plus x minus m function, the vertical intercept will be a bit higher with I plus x. The gradient will remain the same, minus m. And now finally, let's sketch both curves to find the equilibrium income. Let's first sketch S plus t minus j. So we know that the vertical intercept lies over here, which is minus a minus q minus j. If I sketch this curve, this will look something like this. This is S plus t minus j, the gradient being 1 minus b plus t. And now, on the other side, the vertical intercept for national asset formation is I plus x. And if I sketch this curve downwards, the gradient being minus m, and this over here will be I plus x minus m. So the equilibrium income will be at the intersection of the two curves. Here we get the equilibrium income. So to the left of equilibrium income, that's this region, firms will respond to the imbalance by producing more, because aggregate expenditure is greater than the equilibrium income, and this will move the economy towards equilibrium. On the other hand, to the right side of equilibrium income, that's this region, firms will cut back on output because aggregate expenditure is less than the equilibrium income. So this is how we determine the income in an open economy using withdrawal and injection approach. The other approach is simply sketching a 45-degree line and seeing where it intersects the aggregate expenditure curve that we used to determine income in a closed economy. It's exactly the same way, with the addition that now the aggregate expenditure curve will be a little flatter with a higher intercept because it's in an open economy. Other than that, we are done with aggregate expenditure. I hope you guys learned a lot, and I hope this was helpful.